Guys, sorry about the poor lighting quality here. My living room isn't exactly the best. I have for you a package, and I've been really hyped up about this one for quite a while. A particular gentleman was kind enough to donate this to me, and this is a specimen I really do need in the collection. In fact, all you other collectors, you need it. So, let's get ripped into this. Oh, that's a massive surprise there. Get this out of the way. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Let's see what it looks like though. Okay, we have our first plesiosaur to the collection, and I've been really ecstatic about the release on the market, which has been delayed because of COVID. Well, when will it end? I've searched for a decent plesiosaur model online for a while, but I couldn't find anything up to my standard, and I am a difficult guy to please. And plesiosaur looks nothing like anything alive today. One of the more memorable prehistoric animals, if not one of anything to have existed. To anyone unfamiliar, the plesiosaurs were not dinosaurs. These were a group of marine reptiles belonging to the Sauropterygia family. They were a diverse group during the Triassic, predating the dinosaurs, but the plesiosaurs managed to survive on through the Triassic-Jurassic extinction event and continue to evolve and diversify into incredible forms up to the KT extinction event. This specimen here is a collectA Elasmosaurus, meaning thin-plated lizard. It lived 80 million years ago in the late Cretaceous of North America, which was then divided into three by the Western Interior Seaway. Completely different kind of ocean from what we've got around today. The Elasmosaurus and its relatives had the second longest neck of any known animal in the fossil record. Record holders are the tiny strophids of the Triassic. Made of 72 vertebrae, and at 7 meters long, the neck constituted 2/3 of the entire body length of Elasmosaurus, which was 10 meters. But there could have been larger specimens, which we haven't discovered yet. Earlier species of plesiosaurs started off with shorter necks, which would get longer throughout the ages. The Elasmosaurs were an advanced group of the plesiosaurs, and one of two groups that would continue to thrive and evolve up until the KT extinction event. Overall, the plesiosaurs were an incredibly successful order of reptiles with a reign almost as long as the dinosaurs, making them the quintessential life form of the Mesozoic seas. Earlier reconstructions had the head of Elasmosaurus positioned on the tail, an understandable mistake back then with limited knowledge, and who could even imagine having a neck longer in proportion to a sauropod. The unique morphology of Elasmosaurus has been described as a snake coming out of a turtle shell. And that infamous neck has erroneously been depicted in media as being sort of snaky with a ribbon-like flexibility. The Loch Ness Monster is the most notorious example of plesiosaur in media, if not history. Always shown in an iconic raised neck and in a swan-like posture while the body remains submerged. Truth was, they weren't capable of achieving such a posture. And even if they could, they would tip over forward and crash back into the water under their own weight. While the neck was not so flexible, it had an advantage when hunting underwater. While the neck wasn't as flexible as originally imagined, it did have a tactical advantage when hunting underwater. Being so large, Elasmosaurus likely wasn't as fast as one of them smaller earlier plesiosaurs, which are theorized to display hydrodynamic movements similar to sea lions. I can envisage with Elasmosaurus a steady cruise motion near the sea surface, with it sweeping its neck into a skullfish with a stiffer bamboo-like flex. Not so bendy and serpent-coiled, but graceful and effective for an ambush, and conserving energy instead of having to chase. Now, due to the body's resemblance to a turtle, it was long presumed that plesiosaurs were able to lumber onto land using their flippers to lay eggs. However, the flippers weren't attached to the body in the same way to allow such an action, so it's been agreed that plesiosaurs, like most marine reptiles at that time, gave birth to live young. Let's review this model. Now, smaller than I imagined, but I'm not complaining. The whole point is that I have one here. They have a low spade-shaped head, freakishly small in comparison to the rest of the body. That's the case with all plesiosaurs, except for the plesiosaurs. So this bold mat, not shaped like an arrow. That's quite odd. Bit of creative license there. Yeah, collectA are known for some random patterning on some of their models. An effort was made to entail the interlocking needle-sharp teeth designed for snatching fish, mollusks, or smaller species of ammonite. Pretty much anything that can get into its mouth. And while these may not be the jaws of a shark, I wouldn't want to get into the water with one, given its size. There's a lack of bobblehead depicted in past media, where the neck connected and transitions thickness gradually to the rest of the body. The eyes are positioned high, and Elasmosaurus was known to have overlapping binocular vision, traits of a hunter. I expected some bold counter shading of a dark dorsal with a lighter underside. This coloration is actually quite interesting.
Oh yes, it is.
It has fish flesh qualities, like mackerel or sea bass. To me, the white markings on the back resemble a shoal of fish. Maybe the other fish mistook them for another school as an Elasmosaurus swam below and steadily reached up, to snare prey. And that has been accepted as a likely hunting strategy. These flippers look curious. It's an odd design. Well, this is a production sample, anyway. It's a very inconsistent around here, but the colour is it's quite fleshy. But I do like the coloration of the body. Also, I want to point out that this model has a fluke on its tail. All past depictions have included short, thick stumps for tails, but the discovery of a tail fluke on a fossil of a plesiosaur was fairly recent, so all those past errors can be easily forgiven. Other models from other companies have lacked this, which is why I was compelled to focus on getting this particular model. A curious note, plesiosaur remains have been found with gastroliths in their stomach, which to anyone unfamiliar are stones that are swallowed by animals to aid in digestion by grinding food. The plesiosaurs may have been the same case, although speculated they may have used it for ballast to weigh them down when swimming. As large as Elasmosaurus was, it needed to be careful. The Western Interior Seaway has been renowned to be the most hostile sea ever, home to countless predators, predatory fish that put barracuda to shame. Sharks, great white sized or larger, mesozoic of various sizes, some exceeding 12 meters, and they were in their heyday. Elasmosaurus, like all plesiosaurs, were not apex predators, but specialists. And that long neck was an easy target for a predator. One bite, it was game over. The bones of relatives have been found with bite marks from sharks and mosasaurs. Lacking a skull with a crushing bite, any sort of defence for that matter, it can be presumed that they may have congregated in groups for protection. It's a bit of a shame that the Elasmosaurus isn't as scaled up as some of the larger collectA models, but size comparison, it does scale up well with this Tendodontosaurus from collectA, although that would make that specimen here something like 8 meters or so. Yeah, them two look okay. The sight of the outline of one of these just gliding through the water would be ominous, but no doubt a spectacle. I personally am a fan of plesiosaurs. Why wouldn't anyone be? It's them four flippers and them long necks gliding through the water with that odd method of propulsion. It's a very impressionable shape, and this delay because of the pandemic makes this a specimen worth collecting. Thanks once again for watching. Hope that was okay. I had like 3 pages worth of notes, and it was so noisy around here that I had like, a few second window between each take. If only like it was more quiet around here, it would have been a better video. It's been a real honour and privilege getting to be able to review this specimen. And I want to send a big thank you to the guy who donated it to me. Thank you very much. I hope I can review more specimens from you in the near future. Alright, now I've got another specimen from PNSO coming in. Might be another week or two. It's been delayed, just like my Torvosaurus. It took like a month for it to come in, when normally these come in around 10 to 14 days. But hopefully soon. Right, you lot, I'm out.